I decided to make another video and I'm just going to be talking about some emo CDs that I have. Actually, first I will introduce my one and only vinyl that I have. I had to sell all my old vinyls years ago when I moved. So here is the one vinyl that I currently own right now. This is The Promise Ring and Texas Is the Reason. They're a 7-inch split. This came out in 1996, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. Yeah, 1996. And it only has 2 songs. It has East Texas Avenue by Texas is not by The Promise Ring, and Blue Boy by Texas Is the Reason. Favorite song of all time, probably. This is one of the most important Midwest emo splits because The Promise Ring would go on to revolutionize like emo pop and that kind of stuff with their 1997 album that I also hope to get on vinyl. It's called Nothing Feels Good. Great album, actually. I have a very hard time picking a favorite song because Red and Blue Jeans is great, Make Me a Chevy is great, Is This Thing On is great, Perfect Lines is great, Forget Me is great, Nothing Feels Good is great. Like, there's no song that I don't. Raspberry Rush is great. Pink Chimneys. Like, the whole album is good. I think the only song I didn't really like that much is A Broken Tenor, and like the little interlude song. That was it wasn't shit, you know. But and then Texas Is the Reason as well. A very important band from New York. They are important because I also forgot to mention. The Promise Ring is, I believe they're from Wisconsin. I'm pretty sure they're actually from the Midwest. But Texas Is the Reason is a band from New York, and they infuse post-hardcore into Midwest emo. So the difference between this band and this band is this band ended up being poppier, and this band ended up being more. So it was like I like to think of it as like mellow hardcore almost, because it's not really like, think about like emo core, like A Thousand Travels of Jahawarwala, like a band like that, or like Sam I Am. They're not like that abrasive, you know. They're still kind of mellow and like kind of restrained a little bit, but they're important because they revolutionized Midwest emo into a more popular genre instead of just like an underground emo, you know. Instead of basement shows, they go on tours. But yeah, I think that they're very important in that regard. And yeah, Blue Boy is a beautiful song. And then this is one of my favorite albums of all time. This is Wake Up and Disappear by Tugboat Annie. This is released in 1997. This band, I'm pretty sure they're also from New York or Boston, maybe. But so what's interesting about this band is they're not popular at all. And I believe they're one of like the indie bands, like the emo indie bands that just kind of fell under the radar, that kind of thing, you know. But this album has some great songs on it, most notably like Poster Boy, Suicide Shoes, 745 is great, Transmission is great. The whole album is great, but that's just because I'm, it's me. I love this album. But yeah, I had a playlist of a bunch of early emo albums that I needed to listen to, and I wanted to find ones like on Rate Your Music that had like 13 ratings or something, you know. And I saw the cover of this, and I was like, I know this is like mid 90s emo at its finest. Like, look at this cover. So a lot of emo albums and EPs and whatever from this era, like the early to mid kind of ish late 90s, like the 90s era, I guess, for emo. They have this kind of vintage, worn out like feel to the album cover. But what I like is that I feel like every picture that they include has like some sort of like deep meaning. Like, look at this. I don't know what this means. A lot of album covers from early 90s emo is really just kind of like I have no idea what this is supposed to mean. But I think that's beautiful. Like, I personally think that, like, me not knowing makes it just a little bit more beautiful. And where's this one? I organized these by like the band name or artist name, but I had to reverse my CD rack because one side I didn't screw in all the way. And once I actually get to doing that, I won't have to worry about this. Where is it? The letter F. Is that over here? That is over here. Okay. Where is it? What the hell? Am I just am I just bad at reading? Like, am I just cooked for life? Oh, here it is. This is on the one that I already looked at. I love this album. I love this album. Hours by Funeral for a Friend. This is a Mall Screamo album, so it's not real Screamo. I don't give a shit. I don't consider it Screamo. Any Mall Screamo album, I've never considered a Screamo album because I understand the difference between Scram's Screamo and like, you know, Mall Screamo. And Mall Screamo is it's a kind of alternative rock plus like emo pop mixture where they got like the singing that's like clean vocals that soar and everything. And then they contrast that with like Fry screamed vocals and stuff like that. Um, I've always understood that that's not real Screamo because the way I learned about Screamo, I learned it from the Scrams way. I had an old friend that actually put me onto emo music in general, like Screamo in general actually, and like he didn't put me onto emo, but he put me onto like Midwest emo and Scrams specifically because I already liked emo music, but he explained to me like what Scrams is and stuff like that, so I learned that kind of way. And yeah, so I found this album, like it was in like this list of like Mall Screamo albums you should listen to. I was like, oh, I'll give it a shot. So yeah, it was actually really good. The opening song is great too, and that's like a great thing with albums is like if the first song is good, then I already know this is gonna be great. All the Rage is great. Streetcar, Roses for the Dead. History is one of my favorite emo ballads ever. Um, but yeah, great album. I'm pretty sure it was released in like 2007 or something. I don't know if it says it on here. Let me just open it because I want to know now. I have to know. 2005. Oh yeah, this is one of the older Mall Screamo albums. So that's another thing. Scrams as a genre was popular in the 1990s, right? Mall Screamo developed out of post-hardcore, and it developed around like I want to say like 2003. And I say that because Seosin's EP translating the name, I think that's where like it all started, where like Mall Screamo like actually started to pick up. So in 2005, that's when like a lot of it started picking up. That's when My Chemical Romance was becoming really popular and popularized emo in general. And we have all these other bands like Silver Sane coming out, and Under Oath, and Emery, and uh, Sleeping with Sirens, Pierce the Veil. Like all these bands just like popping up, you know? But I've always understood the difference with like Scrams. To my understanding, Scrams is a highly dissonant but still occasionally very melodic form of Screamo. And it's what is deemed like real Screamo or like the original like 90s Screamo. Fully screamed, by the way, most of the time. Highly poetic, um, chaotic, you know, let me think of a band that I would say. Orchid is a screamo band. They're emo violence, but same difference. I don't give a shit. Ow, my finger. Same difference. I don't give a shit. Um, wait, hold on. I don't think I have any other emo albums yet. I'm still waiting for some of them to come through. This, I'm assuming this is gonna have some emo touches. Maybe I still haven't listened to it yet. But I do know because this is a metalcore album. And in fact, I found out this is a band from Salt Lake City. I live in Utah. I'm like the only musician from Utah, by the way. And to find bands that are from Utah is insane. This is one of the only bands that I have found out of nowhere that just happened to be from Salt Lake City. Like, what the fuck, you know? It's always nice to find bands in my local area. It's great. I like connecting with those people. But yeah, those are all that I have, it seems like. But I'm assuming that's gonna have something because it's metalcore that came out in like that era of time. So I'm guessing it's gonna have a little bit. But yeah, I made a video about 3 albums, like 10 minutes. That's how insane I am. Also, I'm sick.